Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Star Ladder Invitational Season 3. We're going to be taking a look at game number 1 here in our 4th, 5th, 17th, who the hell knows what day it is, game of the tournament of the qualifiers. It's the EU region and it's Hellraisers versus mouz. I'm Lyrical. I'm joined as well by Aosin. My man, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? You were up late last night. After we got done casting Europe Dota, you stayed up later and casted some NA Dota. How was that?
It was, I mean, honestly, it was a good change of pace because I feel like we've been watching the same teams for almost a week. So going into NA and being able to watch different teams was very nice for me.
Did you notice a whole lot of similarities or differences in this whole style of play and everything that went along with it?
Remaining.
Oh, that was definitely a lot of differences.
5 seconds remaining.
What was the biggest stuff that stood out to you?
Well, some of the picks definitely the same, but some of them also not the same.
Okay.
And not only that, some of them definitely play a little differently. I watched the DC versus Immortals game yesterday.
Okay.
And that was something else. That was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I can imagine that one was very high tempo, high energy, probably.
Well,
no.
Trust me, there was that. It's just I'm trying to find the right words to describe the high energy and tempo.
Okay.
But it was extremely back and forth, and well, I think the best way to, I don't think there's really a good way to describe it. You just got to go and watch Immortals play versus DC. Yeah.
All right, I'm with you. Well, if anybody is interested in getting a little bit of a look from the other side of the pond, that's what's going on over there. But over here, it's going to be Hellraisers versus mouz. Hellraisers obviously have made a couple of adjustments. The main one being that Sexy Bambo has joined the team. He's playing in the 3-Warroy 3-3. The original 3-player for their team switched over to carry. And, you know, I put out a little tweet about this right before the game started, but by the end of this series, this will be the 20th, at the very least, the 20th official match for mouz Sports in the last 5 days. So they're averaging 5 official matches of Dota 2 a day. There are so many freaking qualifiers going on. It's insanity.
Oh, that's brutal. And I'm pretty sure it kind of affects how well you can perform as well, because 5 officials a day is extremely tiring.
I mean, it feels like it's sort of the type of thing where you end up sort of going back to the same strategies over and over again, and it's like it's more a battle of attrition, who can last the longest and stay fresh and energetic.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it really depends on how the scheduling works out. I think if the scheduling works out to be fine, then you can actually manage. But I mean, I would have to assume if you're playing 5 officials a day, the time in between your matches is probably very limited. So,
I mean, mouz just got done with the game against Kingwin. They lost in a best of 3 that went the full distance, so now they have to go in and play another one against Hellraisers.
Yep. So, I mean, this is the grind that they're going through right now. I mean, players are having it rough.
For sure. Well, it is game number 1, like we were talking about, and we're going to see an Ancient Apparition Necrophos opening for mouz Sports with Lich and Earthshaker for Hellraisers. Milan is tended to be the one that plays Earthshaker, although I know that you had mentioned that Bambo can also play it for sure, with J4 most likely going to be playing on the Lich. Any sort of thoughts on like what you saw yesterday from Hellraisers and maybe what they could improve upon going forward? Do you like the brew?
I definitely like the brew. It's a good change for now. I was kind of talking about how Bambo should not be playing a hero that actually needs farm, and then they still ended up picking up Void, and it was not able to do anything.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
So they need to give them heroes that can be highly effective without needing to kind of sit around and farm, and I think Brewmaster is a good start.
Yeah, you can also go in and be annoying to the enemy carry, just throw out the Drunken Haze and cause them to miss left and right. And well, Clockwork is going to be the other support, I'm assuming, at least for now. We did see Skylark play I don't know if we actually did see Skylark play Clockwork the other day. I think he just played Legion Commander. But he certainly can play it if he wants to. This feels like much more of a maybe next time type of hero, though.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you.
And there's going to be the bat. So that makes a lot more sense. It does feel like this is very like group up, end the game kind of out of mouse sports, and maybe demonstrating some of that fatigue. This is like death ball and take high ground.
10 seconds remaining.
Or would you disagree with that? Let me know what you think.
You can definitely group up and fight with it, but when it comes to taking objectives, I mean, it's going to be at snail's pace because no one actually has structural damage types of heroes. Yeah. So, I mean, if they want to do that, they're going to need someone who can really hit buildings for that to work. And we're talking maybe Terrorblade might be okay.
Sniper?
I don't think that's enough there. Sniper doesn't take towers very quickly.
Okay. I guess that's the thing, though, is if they did take something like a Terrorblade or a Dragon Knight, would you be really concerned for Hellraisers? Is it worth to ban it out, or do you think that there's other things that are higher priority to be concerned about?
I think there's other things to be more concerned about.
Okay.
Because, I mean, honestly, I feel like if you're going to pick a death ball strat, just like make it extremely team fight, or make it strong enough so that you can team fight throughout the entire game, and then just wait for that right moment and just end the game instead of trying to brute force your way through, building after building.
So you feel like it's always more about the team fights than anything else now?
Yeah. Because, I mean, that seems to be the best way to play right now. You know, I think like a couple patches ago, it was like a lot of people would have to really round out their draft with a bit of everything so that you can actually take objectives and then win team fights and defend and all that kind of stuff. So now it's like, as long as you can win the team fights, that's all that matters. Eventually you build up a lead large enough and then you just end the game.
Well, and this looks like it, now I'm thinking about it more, could just be an easy SF game for mouse sports if they want, getting the souls handed over to Thug right at the start. We saw that the other day. That could end up working pretty well. What do you think of that?
I think it's okay. It's I just always feel like Shadow Fiend is kind of underwhelming, especially against an Earthshaker as well. Actually, I think the entire Hellraisers team is like, you can just like get dumped on. And then the thing is, like, right now, I feel like if you pick Shadow Fiend, all of the team fights will always focus on you, and then even if your team wins the fight, you're usually going to be dead for it. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting point, and maybe something else that can just enable to win that team fight. Something that is there for the right click. Troll Warlord, maybe. What else is good here?
I think Terrorblade's actually okay.
10
Okay.
seconds remaining.
Ember Spirit and Earthshaker, obviously going to give you a little bit of issue,
5
but
seconds remaining.
they have a Clockwork as well, the Bad Rider, so I think you can protect them. And then I think Shadow Fiend is still a viable option as well. They only have a couple seconds, so they're going to have to decide on this soon.
Hellraisers.
Oh no, that was gonna be a Life Stealer for them. So it's gonna be Necro mid, and Life Stealer and Fest Bombs.
Yeah.
I guess Clockwork and Fest Bombs too. They've got a lot of forms of initiation there.
So they're gonna be sticking with the fighting. I mean, Life Stealer,
remaining.
Not exactly the greatest, but not terrible either. You
5
can
seconds
itemize your way
remaining.
towards building, maybe a Desolator and
Choose your hero.
Assault Kuros. Lone Druid.
Okay. Bambo is going to be playing the Brew. We've got a Kaiser Ember. Milan's running around throwing fissures all over the damn place. Roaming potential out of these supports. I guess Clockwork is going to try and mirror the movements of Milan, most likely.
I would imagine so. Which is kind of scary for Milan, because if Clockwork has a couple of levels, I mean, Earthshaker can't really do much.
Yeah. I wonder if he even starts with boots first. I mean, Spartans tended to be that guy that's so self-sacrificial. It might be worth it to just pool those over for maybe next time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe next time. I think you pretty much always start with
10
boots.
seconds
If you're
remaining.
gonna be playing that roaming role, and you have a 5 support who's gonna
5 seconds
buy everything,
remaining.
you're most likely gonna start with boots first.
Okay.
Same with Earthshaker.
Well, we'll have to watch and wait and see what happens in game number 1 here. Hellraisers versus Mouse Sports. Again, for anybody that's watching right now, this is an elimination match, so everything on the line, and neither of these teams want to end up having to go home early from this. It's important to note that, like, in these early phases for these tournaments as well, it's not just the fact that, oh, they're not going to qualify for the event if they get knocked out early. It's, oh, they might not get invited to another closed qualifier, because there are so many good teams that are vying for a spot. So, you know, you got to be careful. Some teams I know didn't end up getting invited to, like, the DreamHack qualifiers for EU, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was CIS, I'm not sure. But in any case, needing to prove constantly that you're worthy of contention for those qualifier spots.
Prepare for battle.
It's gonna be... Oh, wait. Madara has the taunt.
Oh, he does. That's
yeah,
great.
He has the Lifestealer taunt. All right, look at it.
That's great.
So, I don't know. Did you catch my open qualifier run?
No, I didn't.
So, we ran a Lifestealer, and my teammate that was playing Lifestealer, his build is like a race car build.
Oh, I did see this clip.
Did you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was actually so funny. When we were playing that game, I could not stop laughing.
Would you care to enlighten everybody as to what the full extent of it?
I mean, I think we were playing against BSJ's team, and they were basically trying to kill our Lifestealer. He was armlet toggling while breakdancing and moving at 522 movement speed. So they couldn't catch him, and he was taunting the entire way, and it pretty much ran like halfway across the map. And it was just it was so clowny.
That's really funny. I mean, do you think that build is very good? It's Sanjin Yasha...
Like Boots of Travel. He went like Radiance, Shivas.
Oh, God.
I think the build is... I don't like the build, but...
Hey, man, if it works...
build, and it works, so whatever.
Who was it again?
Dota Master.
Oh, okay, Dota Master. I met that guy. We met that guy in Vegas, didn't we? Us too.
EG Jonathan used to play on EG.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And now he's just trolling BSJ and open qualifier runs. What a guy. Well, it's probably not going to be that from this game.
I think this is another good reason to pick Lifestealer, is that Lifestealer AA is like another like very classic lane, and does very, very well against pretty much anything really, because Cold Feet and Open Wounds is just gonna annihilate anyone.
Man, he's actually chewing up that bear as well. That's beast early on. That's pretty freaking good.
Oh, mid lane.
Are they gonna get it?
Next time, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'll keep him alive.
Yeah, they want to get out of here. I'm really surprised that Lone Druid was picked against the Lifestealer. Like, he has to summon a new bear already.
Well, I mean, Lone Druid... Oh, yeah, they did pick it before that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Bambo... That'll be okay. Yeah, that's crazy that he already has to summon a new bear, and they can just TP up here and change up lanes. This is a great start for Mouse.
The thing about it is that it's kind of like back and forth. Oh, Madara. Needs to be a little careful. It doesn't connect. But yeah, I feel like this matchup can go both ways.
What's the good part about it for Lone Druid?
Well, if you root a Lifestealer, I mean, he's actually screwed. Like, he can't really do much. If you root him and he doesn't have rage, then he's kind of screwed. You just like kind of move your bear away and just go hit other people, or let the rest of your team come in and deal with him, because that immobilizes just a little too long for Lifestealer to deal with. So
what's happening here? They're keeping Bambo in lane, and I guess Lone Druid is like running. I don't completely understand. Skylark's had a free lane to himself for like a minute.
So this is kind of my reasoning. Uh-oh, Bambo.
He's in trouble. Oh, the Cogs push back too, and they will find that kill. First blood drawn by Madara, but like, alright, 3-3 TP's top, and then he runs his hero back bottom. Like, is there something I'm missing?
Well, they don't. Okay, so this is the thing. They don't want to lane against the Lifestealer.
Right.
They don't. So he TP'd up top and they had to follow him up here, right? And because of that, He actually thinks it's worth it to just jungle a little bit while he's making his way back bottom, so that they have this Bat Rider versus Lone Druid again.
Okay.
Because that's the matchup that they initially wanted.
Okay, so they like bait Madara by going top, and then they run across the whole map to dodge the lane. I got it.
No, it's definitely not a bait.
Okay.
They probably feel like there's really not much choice.
Yeah. Oh, mid lane, Thug. He does have some mana, but the Flame Guard, the push back to the high ground. Wow.
Have you ever seen a spot like that?
That is insane. Well, in the meantime, Madara takes down Bambo, so I mean the Lone Druid versus Bat might be good, but Lifestealer is still owning fools.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of the nature of this line or this lane. Lifestealer with AA, it's actually a little too much for. I think it's kind of similar if you think about it as a Sven AA.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Darkseer, for example, it's just gonna do too much damage to you.
Well, in the meantime, we're about to hit that 4-minute mark, and Mousesport's up already at the 2-0. And it looks like Kaiser, they're in position again. The block off is going to be there. The root comes out as well, but with J4 in the area, they'll have more than enough to kill off Thug. A lot of emphasis placed mid for Kaiser to win his lane.
Yeah, and I think this is the right way to go about it, because there's really no choice but to make sure that your mid lane does well, because the other matchups are just a little too difficult to deal with. Like, you have a Earthshaker and a Lich. So if you try to gank Skylark, like there's really no way that can happen, right? Yeah. Even if you fissure block him, he's just gonna Firefly and fly over your fissure.
Right.
Radiant's middle tower.
And you can't exactly gank for your Panda either, right? Your Panda is just getting owned by a Lifestealer AA, so your final resort is to go mid.
Well, and I'm also sort of looking at this, and it feels like, honestly, 3-3, even though that's a decent matchup, Bat Rider has enough levels now that it's not going great. He's level 4 and kind of been able to push the Lone Druid back to the jungle a little bit here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the reason why they didn't want Bambo to TP back bottom. Oh, they know he's here. This is bad.
This could be a good block off if they can find it, but Clockwork, he's found him. And so Milan, he's going to end up paying the price most likely as Rocket Flare instead of Battery Assault. So Milan's actually going to knock it out of there. They find that kill. Top lane, they kill Bambo again. Spartan able to make that happen. How's this levels been so far? Bruce level 4 versus the level 5 Bat Rider who had a free lane for a little while. So it could be worse for Bambo, certainly.
I don't know if it could be any worse. It's pretty bad because I mean, the biggest issue I see with Bambo dying this like constantly, like this is his 3rd death already, right? And it's not like he's gotten no EXP. Yeah. He's sitting at level 4.5, and every time he dies, this AA is just getting a lot of EXP. Like, look at his AA. Okay. He's yeah, he's like a little over level 4 at 6 minutes, and a lot of the times people struggle to get to level 6 at level 10, but he's on track, easily on track.
Well, he is able to just force Bambo back again, and all right, I guess I was comparing his levels to the Bat, but looking at, maybe I should be comparing the Ancient Apparition to the Earthshaker, who's level 2. Yeah, that's a problem right now.
Oh, and Skylark, he's gonna go for the steal. This is looking bad.
Oh, wow. Level 6, he has 7 stick charges as well. He will get this. Skylark getting a big injection of gold now, and, well, he was already doing really freaking well. He's gonna be doing even better now. Oh, and they're gonna see it now and just be like, no, our stack! They took it away.
So I think at this, just by looking at this, I would have to say that Mousesport's pretty much kind of winning every single lane right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, you know, as insane as some of the other matchups that we've seen before. You know, I think we've seen like a game where Secret was up by like 4,000 gold at 10 minutes.
No, it was at like 4 minutes. It was
4,000 gold by 4 minutes.
Yeah. Well, still pretty bad. We saw the other one as well, though. It's happened. They're gonna go again onto Bambo. Top lane. He did get a miss there, and well, with the rage, they're gonna try and make this work. But I mean, if they can just dive you like that, there's nothing left to do, really.
And the thing is, like, you can't blame Bambo for this.
Yeah.
This is just a hero thing. Like, there's actually nothing you can do. The only thing he can resort to now is he needs to let someone else soak this lane, buy an Iron Talon, and just go jungle. Like, you actually can't do anything. The moment you get open-winded and cold-feeted, you're praying to RNGesus for a bunch of misses. Like, that's all you can do.
Yeah. Well, they're maybe bringing Milan up here to be that sacrificial person, as you were talking about. We'll see if Bambo decides to go for the Iron Talon route. It does look like he has it queued up now. But it's even going to be a little while before he can get into that. Skylark taking out the rest of this jungle here. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch the Bat Rider, who's level 7. And in fact, he might end up being able to turn it back around. They've caught themselves the bear. If they want to... it doesn't look like they want to try and kill it off. Instead, it's just going to be a root. But Milan moving in. They have a fissure as well. He doesn't have Firefly, but they pop the shrine. That's going to keep him alive for now. But J4 there as well. Another root comes in, and... well, battery assault. Skylark, they managed to keep him alive just barely. Milan, he's going for another round of this, though, and, well, maybe the jump forward is there. Going to with the Kaiser catch. Ember Spirit here. They're TPing in with another. The Necrophos ulti comes out onto 3-3. They kill off the Bearman, and Spartan ends up living.
Oh, they almost lassoed the Earthshaker, too.
Oh, my God. That was really close to Skylark as well. It's feeling like, again, these... just getting away by the skin of their teeth.
Well, Brewmaster is about to hit 6, so at least they have the Brew Split to work with now. But it really hurts to have your Lone Druid go in that deep and not get anything out of it, as well as die for it.
Yeah. 6-1. Thug trying to get into that Veil first, and, well, item-wise and level-wise, more importantly, like you're talking about, that Ancient Apparition, level 6, at just under the 10-minute mark, it's going to allow the Clockwork to pick up that tome and get to level 6 that much faster as well, and that feels like it's a moment where you can definitely find kills around the map with that support duo.
Yep. It's going to be a little too much for... Hellraisers, maybe, because I really worry for this Lone Druid. Although he's got Phase Boots and Windlace, I think that we're gonna see a ranged bear build here.
Oh man,
one of those in forever.
What do you think it is about this game that makes him want to do that?
I think it's probably because there's a Lifestealer. That's my guess.
Okay.
So that the thing is, Lifestealer is really good against the bear, but not so much Lone Druid, right? So at that point, you just kind of use. Wait, he put the boots on the bear.
Well, for now at least, it's probably a better play to do that because you can do more tower damage that way, right?
Well, you say that, but the bear's only level 3, so it doesn't even have the knowledge.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, my only guess for a range build this game is so that you can buy a Hurricane Pike on Lone Druid because you're against a Clockwork as well.
Yeah.
So you would just use the bear as a
tool to teach,
a rooting tool as well as a roar tool, I guess.
Radiant's
and then you just right-click people.
I think we saw a ranged Lone Druid build the other day as well in one of the games. I don't remember what it was. I think it was one of the NA games that I was watching. That being said, I don't know. I think that they lost with it, so it is a little bit of a lost start, and partially because of the talent changes. No more minus respawn time.
They found the bear.
That's a tough one.
Wait, did they kill the bear too? They did, right? They killed the bear.
I think so. Yeah, he died before the hero did. So level 6 on maybe next time, as well as level 7 on Spartan. This is real deadly area. Bambo is behind the tower. He does have the... Ooh, Brew Split. They could think about taking this fight right now. He finds Spartan. Going to end up going for that ultimate, I believe. Can he break the TP? He's going to be able to. And Milan was actually the one that ended up finding it. Now they have the lift up onto the Lifestealer. Thug is here as well. Can they kill off Spartan? No, Spartan is somehow living through this. They body block with Thug to make sure they can't kill off Spartan. And he's going to have Ice Blast up again. Doesn't have mana to cast it, though. Can they continue this chase? They take down Skylark. With no more Ice Blast, though, I think that mouz just need to back out.
All right, that's a start. I think killing off the bat is a pretty big deal for Hellraisers right now. But this is the one thing that kind of worries me about their lineup, is that they are extremely reliant on this Brew Split to help them fight early on. And since they don't have it for another 100 seconds, Mouse Sports are going to be able to kind of do whatever they like until that comes back up.
Thrice.
Yeah.
So I think this is the time for them to just start pressuring towers for the next, minute or so.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait for that pressure to come, as it looks like Thug at least wants to finish off this next set of items first. And I guess the other thing that they can do is you see down bottom here, like the combo of Skylark, Madara, and Spartan. Anybody that shows up to this lane is going to end up dying like almost instantly. But maybe they'll fight.
Radiant's bottom tower
You can't fight him. It's too hard.
Radiant are scanning.
God, he's like halfway to, maybe a little bit less than halfway to a Desolator. But do they see maybe next time? He obviously has really good vision over this situation. And they can take this fight if they want. The Ice Blast is coming in now. It's going to connect onto all of these heroes. The Ice Blast is there. He's got the Earthshaker stuck, and Earthshaker nowhere left to go. J4 also going to go down. What a great setup for the gank.
Yeah, and while that happened, they took the bottom tower as well. So the objective was already taken, and they come back and just find themselves 2 free kills. Lone Druid is going to be going for Midas.
Well, lasso now used onto Bambo, and nowhere left to go. Spartan actually got that kill, oddly enough.
Yes.
What did they?
I don't know. That's weird. He didn't Reaper him. I guess it's like kill priority.
Maybe.
I think he shattered instead of. I think he might have shattered, and then I guess shatter priority takes over the.
Okay, interesting.
Reaper.
Well, Lone Druid now trying to walk in here and see if they can get something done. Spartan is taking a lot of damage, and they don't have Ice Blast, though. He's still going to die. They immediately take down the ward that he placed. A little bit unfortunate there. Kaiser, he does have chains up again as well if they want to go for it, able to dodge away from those cogs. And that will most likely stop the push in its tracks. Oh, Madara has shown up, and now everybody needs to run. Bambo maybe going to be the one that left behind. No? Okay. They're able to get out of there. Pump fakes the ulti as well before he ends up walking away. So, Steven, Mouse now looking pretty good. Where do you think, do they just keep up the aggression, just keep fighting from this moment forward?
They should definitely make use of Infest at least. Oh, Thug in a bit of trouble, but...
Does he die there? I think he lives. No, he's taking damage from the creeps too. Almost. Looks like he's going to live through that.
Yeah, I think he's not even close to dying, actually.
Okay.
No Reapers, so...
middle tower is under attack.
Lucky, very lucky for him.
Well, Mouse now ready to start pushing down this tower even further. They've already taken both of the other tier 1s. It looks like, again, Hellraisers want to defend. They're walking forward. The bear gets the root onto Skylark. He's taking a lot of damage. Chain Frost out as well. That's a kill. Spartan's away from everybody else, and they pop the Bruce Split as well. Thug able to get the turnaround, able to walk away for the moment. He does get the Reapers off, and it's going to end up hitting on absolutely everybody. That Ice Blast. Is it going to be enough, though? It's just not there. Too much damage from Hellraisers. They're going to find another kill here as Clockwork is caught out and going to be killed off. 4 dead for Mouse in the mid lane.
They did it. They managed to bait Mouse into the worst spot ever, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Skylark was just once again very unlucky. Trying to find the right pickoff, but unable to, connect the lasso, and I think it was like first hit root again, and it wasn't in the river. It was like right on the edge of the river, so they were able to just kill off the Bad Rider immediately, and then the rest of the Mouse Sports team just got baited into fighting across the river.
Oh, snipe him. I don't think it would have been enough anyways. Yeah,
Dire's middle tower
I feel like that's one thing that Hellraisers has been quite good at, is punishing when teams have been overextending a little bit. And I mean, normally you expect also that like Thug would be able to stay alive in there, but he is actually not like the tankiest in the world right now. Does pick up that hood and trying to get into the Atos next, but until he gets that completed and a little bit more HP under his belt, he's still kind of squishy.
Radiant are scanning.
The thing about it is like he's got the magic damage resistance.
Yeah.
So Ember, you know, Lich, Ember, Earth Spirit, or Earth Shaker rather, not exactly going to be doing too much to him. So it really comes down to the Lone Druid, right? But that's kind of where Ghost Shroud comes in. But I think Bambo was actually ready for that, and with the Storm Panda, you can actually just dispel it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So it kind of just eliminates that Ghost Shroud.
So every fight, Bambo needs to ulti and then use the Dispel magic when
he sees that Ghost Shroud.
Okay. We'll have to watch for that. Make sure that he gets it good.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Top lane, they are taking this tower, and it will go down now. They have that Blink Dagger done on Bambo. He's going back for the Midas next. Did the Lone Druid end up finishing off his Midas? Yeah, he did. So Mask of Madness and Midas done. But Madara is in ready to hit high ground almost.
Might as well. Knows that the entire team is up top, so.
Yeah, and you
is under attack.
J4 is going to come back to defend against that, and it looks like the rest of Hellraisers will also retreat.
The game is extremely even now. I wouldn't say there's any significant lead. Earthshaker is 400 gold off of the Blink Dagger as well. That's going to be a pretty big pickup. Skylark trying to find a pickoff, but everyone's playing very safely right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they know the strength of this lineup for mouz right now and what they're looking to do just to find those pickoffs. They do have better vision, I would say, right now. You take a look at what the Radiant are looking at. It's mainly up by this tier 2 tower, one mid, whereas for the Dire, they've got most of the lanes pushed out, and then this ward probably over spotting a lot of the jungle. Plus the Clockwork Flare is the big thing.
Well, both sides pretty much have everything. Wondering if someone's going to be looking to make a move here, especially since Madara does have his Desolator now, so that burst damage. Oh, bottom lane, J4.
Yeah, they got him.
Oh, they missed the AA ulti, but it's still going to be a kill.
Yeah, they have enough damage for that one. So 20 minutes in, the second tome will be available now. Only 1,000 net worth lead with right around 2,000 experience, and it's been staying fairly steady as we've gone on. How big of a concern is this Lone Druid going to be in the range form? It's kind of a hero that we haven't seen all that much, but I remember back in his heyday, it was almost impossible to deal with just like his mobility and how much damage he was able to deal out with the range as well. Would you be really concerned if you're mouse sports right now?
I mean, you always have to be worried about this Lone Druid, but at the same time, if you're running a Lone Druid like this, you also always have to be scared for your Lone Druid as well, because without the bear form, you're not very tanky. So it really comes down to initiation. I think if you get lassoed in team fights, or Lifestealer Clockwork Bomb, and you don't have the Force Staff right now, you're probably gonna die.
I guess the other thing too with that is even if you do manage to like have your bear come back to you and then fear the Bat Rider, it's not like that's helping that much. He's just gonna run back to his team anyways. So
yep.
Kind of a tough one. Bottom lane again. Hellraisers getting geared up to push down this bottom lane. I don't know if mouz had seen the Blink Dagger on Earthshaker yet, but Milan did finish that up fairly recently.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Also, the Desolator has been completed on Lifestealer, so minus armor all over the damn place.
This is a good time to take this mid tier 1 and maybe they could just sneak in Roshan instead.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it feels like if they knew that all of Hellraisers was down here, they might just go for that. We'll have to wait and see.
Radiant's middle tower.
It looks like instead they're going here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is also a very good option. Just hit this tier 2.
Yeah. Well, and like, it's not like Hellraisers are actually taking the tier 1 yet.
That's a good point. It feels very slow right now.
Like, all the creeps are dying. They're getting on there with the Ember, but they're expecting a contest here. The TPs are coming back now to the tier 2 tower in the top lane. The lone Druid Bear is there with the DD. Ice Blast has already been used down to the south. And Spartan just coming up to hit that tower every now and then. Do they dare to go for it again? It's just going to be denied. So they still don't get this tier 1 tower bottom. And they end up losing to tier 2.
Yeah, that's definitely not worth it. I think the problem with that was they were so committed to this bottom lane that any type of movement that they made would have looked really obvious.
Right.
Or rather, you can move like 3 people out and it wouldn't be that obvious, but I think they would need more than 3 people is a problem. So if you try to make a counterplay that isn't too terrible, it's going to look very obvious.
Skylark now going to kill off J4 as well. With the help of the Ancient Apparition. Used his Chain Frost in that as well. So 90 seconds on cooldown before they're going to have that ability again. And now it looks like maybe with Ice Blast coming off of cooldown again, there's an opportunity here to jump in. Bambo going in. The rest of his team is going back. Now they decide that they need to show up because they've used Split, but they also have the hook shot now. He's been able to catch on to 3-3, stuck inside the cog. Nowhere left to go. 3-3 is going to fall, and Bambo diving inside the tower. He might get Spartan, but I don't think this is near worth it. Trying to TP out. Does he manage to escape? The Atos doesn't cancel. Needed the Reapers, but it would already use.
Well, they got the Ancient Apparition. I'm going to go ahead and say that's not worth.
Yeah, probably not. Oh, man. And that leaves open Roche now. Man, mouz. This is looking like a team that knows what they want to do, and they're making it happen. Earthshaker is up here on the high ground. I don't know if they realize that Roche is being taken right now. They might have an inkling. Now the smoke. Move towards mid. Bambo gonna be easy pickings here, as the Atos had already been revealed from Thug, but going to be used now to find that kill. What's the answer for Hellraisers?
I feel like they should have been fighting instead of just trying to split up the map and force objectives. I think you just like look for fights. Don't even worry about pushing out. Just farm your push out the lanes, and fight J4.
Yeah, they got him again, and they also were able to. I mean, that was Chain Frost used on another creep wave. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's that much that's threatening at all in this game. And now they're just going to be able to find the lone Druid yet again. 3-3, brought down. Kaiser trying to take down Spartan, and, well, he is going to be able to find that kill, but this is not worth it in the least bit. They have Atos, and also they have Reaper. Sight's going to use it. They take him down. Echo Slam, doesn't matter. Maybe they can take down Madara. No, he gets the arm with toggle off. He turns onto Bambo and rips him to shreds. Milan, the lone survivor after this one, and he might not be surviving for that much longer. Thug chasing in the base, finding himself another kill, double for him. And Hellraisers are just searching for an answer that's not going to come.
This is kind of the thing. I feel like they were not as weak as they imagined they were to be. And they just kept avoiding, kept trying to get things done on the map when they could have just probably used a couple of smokes and just took these team fights. I think like it would have been a fair trade, or even like a potential team wipe for Hellraisers with the lineup that they had.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, 27 minutes in, 9-19 is a stomp. So I get what you're saying there. It's tough because this is a team that we've seen. Like, they're obviously really skilled players, but maybe just not fully being, you know, either like maybe there's some issues with trying to figure out the new players, the new roles that everybody's playing or something, not feeling like they were strong enough to fight at that point. Whatever the case, it's, I'm sure, frustrating.
Radiant are scanning.
Well, Lone Druid almost has 4 staff at least.
All right.
A big pickup.
I mean, have they kind of missed that window that you were talking about completely, or do you think the answer for Hellraisers is still to keep fighting, or is it now changed into that like awful game of having to find pickoffs and avoid fights?
Radiant's
yeah, I think it's kind of reset stage now.
Okay.
I don't think they're strong enough. Like this mouse team, I think they just have a little too much for them to deal with.
Only other bats will know we're still here.
Maybe I might be like underestimating it by a little bit, but if they lose one more engagement, then it's definitely reached that stage.
Okay.
Like maybe they could take one more fight and come out on top potentially, but that's it.
And meanwhile, I think that probably Mouse realized something's going on. There's creeps just hitting their barracks, while all 5 of them are over here. Now they're gonna TP in mass back to defend. Unfortunately, the bear was the first one that went forward, and Skylark has an opportunity to initiate if he wants to jump on one of these heroes. Kaiser with the Radiance gives them a little bit of that mischance, but I don't know. This is rough. This is rough.
And Mouths are just sitting outside their base right now. I think at some point they should definitely go back and focus on taking Roshan.
Yeah. That's always been a sort of a question for Mouse, is like making the right decisions pretty consistently. They've put themselves in position like this in the past. Well, they lift up Thug. That's a decent start. Glimmer Cape on Madara. They're just going to retreat. I don't know if they can actually do anything here. Kaiser, he ends up getting lifted as well. They might be able to catch him out as well. Echo Slam there as well. The Ice Blast, I don't know if it's going to be enough, but the Earthshaker has maybe made it enough for them to find these kills. And now Kaiser chasing forward for Spartan. They're going to be able to bring him down. Radiance and the chains. That's more than enough. Maybe next time. Also in trouble. Hook shots away. Doesn't have a TP though, so it might not be enough as well. A Cog's pushback as well. They're able to get out, but that was a huge win right there for Hellraisers, taking down 3.
And this is the thing. See, like, I think they should have been doing this already. They're behind 8,000 gold, and they still managed to win the team fight because of just how strong this combo is. You have a Brewmaster who can pretty much take one person out of the fight, and then the Chain Frost as well as the Echo Slam. Like, they didn't even use Chain Frost because he didn't even have enough mana. But yeah. Even without that, it was enough to win a team fight.
Oh no, Hellraisers. They've got to know that something's happening here, right? Like, oh god. Oh, Courier goes down though. Ice Blast, not going to quite be on the mark. They get the push back onto 3-3, and now the Remnant forward. They've caught onto 2 of them. Madara shows back up, blows up the Earthshaker. Lift up onto Kaiser. They are going to keep chasing Bambo, not able to stay on top of them, and maybe next time just a little bit too elusive. They do have another round if they want to hook shot in, catch onto Bambo, push him back, cut him down. The Brewmaster is dead, and Madara is going to clean up Roche.
Right after they win that engagement.
Yeah.
Right after they win that engagement, this happens.
I mean, they don't have Bruce Split, right?
They don't have Bruce Split, and they don't have the fastest Roshing lineup. They do have, like, Medallion, but I don't think it's enough. There's not even, like, a Blightstone or a Deso, so, I mean, that was going to be a very long Roshan, so bit of a misplay there. It's kind of hard to fault them for it, I think. You know, you gain a lot of momentum after that, and you feel like you could get a little more, and you just feed away your lead, or not your lead, but what you've earned. Yeah. The last engagement.
Whatever ground, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And, well, they are going to be able to push out these lanes again without too much fear of anything. If Ember Spirit 6 around for any considerable amount of time, it's an Atos into a Reaper's Sight. Speaking of which, though, there was that big Courier kill that I think had the gem on it, if I'm not mistaken, as well as 3 components of Thug's Aghanim Scepter. So gem right now is on... Does anybody have it?
I think someone just picked it up. Yeah, okay, J4 has
it. J4 has it. All right. So that one was the gem that was purchased by Skylark. So that's a big pick up that courier kill that we didn't talk about earlier.
Yeah. Oh, Skylar, you found one.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. They're going to be able to find that kill. So 3-3 goes down, and hook shot connects. Man, well played by maybe next time. They get the lift up as well with the Ewell Scepter to keep J4 under control. The Flame Break is not going to push him back, but they'll still be able to burn him down. Maybe not. Good fissure by Milan, saving his buddy's life.
This is still a pretty good
Dire's bottom tower is under
region to
attack.
chase, though. They don't have a mid shrine anymore.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna give it up.
Ember Spirit is foot pushing, so he's getting a tier 2 while this is happening. But there's no way that they could defend it, really. I don't think.
Yeah, not without your Syllabare. I think you just give it up. You deal with losing one lane of Racked. I don't think they're gonna be able to take a second one.
Well, they are kind of trying to get into position to make that happen. Madara, not afraid to hit the tower, and he does have that Aegis, so can go for the armlet toggles. Bambo gonna chase. And Madara should be able to get out of here, okay. Yeah. 4 staff away. Syllabare chasing. All right, hook stomp him. Oh, what a play. Oh my God, Milani's so sad. He's so sad. Madara finds the kill, and now they get the Fusel Blade as well onto Ember. The lift up for him for a moment, but they got the Atos. He can't remnant away. Oh, is he going to be able to get out of there? Chain Frost is out. Madara again with the lift up, and now trying to remnant out. They get the hook shot. Not quite going to break him down, but they will finally, maybe, possibly get the kill. His remnant is so slow, but he's still getting away from him. Madara's going to end up losing the Aegis. Meanwhile, Clockwork and Batrider went down. The Atos is there now onto Bambo. They're trying to turn Kaiser back up to full HP. 3-3 is taking a lot of heat, but it looks like they're not going to be able to find those kills either. Now Bambo is there as well. The Ice Blast is not going to connect onto anybody, but they get the Reaper Sight, and it's not going to kill off Kaiser. This guy is living through absolutely everything. They take down Madara as well. So now they've gone too deep yet again, and going to be punished for it as they're going to lose the 4 down. Hellraisers, just maestros of the team fight right here. And now they almost caught the Ancient Apparition as well. It's already a 4,000 gold swing. And if they can get Spartan, man, they made it work.
I feel like at this point, I've kind of expected this to happen.
Jackpot.
Just you know, a seesaw of Dota.
It's the new classic.
Also, did you just say Maestro?
I did.
Boom, there it goes.
You okay with that?
I don't want to be a smartass, but I feel like that's not how it's pronounced.
Isn't it Maestro? How's it supposed to be pronounced?
See, that's the thing. I don't know 100%, but I could have sworn it is not pronounced that.
I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm an idiot, so you know, it's fine. By the way, I want to take your attention to the 3-3 Deso build. Haven't seen that one on the Lone Druid. I usually tended to see like Scotty back in the day, if I remember right. Do you like this?
You know, well, the classic build is that people they build the Maelstrom, right?
Oh, right.
Help you farm faster, and then they build into Mjolnir. And I think it's not the build this game simply because you're against a Necrophos who has a Hooded Defiance, and like you're kind of the main damage dealer when it comes to Necrophos as well as Lifestealer. So Lifestealer, I mean, if you look at his items, he's kind of low on armor, right? He's only got the armlet in terms of an armor item until he finishes that AC. I mean, he's gonna be pretty squishy. So
yeah,
I definitely like this Deso pickup.
And it's cool to see people like willing to switch up the builds to, you know, figure out what it is exactly that they need. Also, plus the effect just looks cool, you know?
That's true.
Gotta love that.
Oh, and Bambo, he's making his way towards the Scepter. This is going to be a pretty big pickup as well.
Oh, yeah. So you get the Clap on the Earth Panda, you get Drunken Haze on the Storm Panda, and you get Drunken Brawler on the Fire Panda, and then you get Carpal Tunnel as well because you have to hit so many buttons. Is that right?
Radiant
so many buttons. maybe if you're not very good at microing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Too much to I mean, okay, think about it this way, okay? If you're playing Brewmaster, right?
Yeah.
You already have to hit Clap, and you already have to hit Drunken Haze, right?
Right.
And if you split, nothing has changed, really.
You just do it again.
It's just on a different unit. Yeah, you
Okay.
do it again, it's on a different...
You have to hit tabs between them as well, I think.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna... I'm not... Obviously, I'm not gonna sell it as it's incredibly easy to micro, but...
Radiant's bottom
I mean, it's not too many buttons to
under
press.
attack.
It's not like... It's not quite the same as playing, you know, Invoker or Meepo or Chen, for example.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I actually love playing Brewmaster and getting Ag. It's one of my favorite Ags upgrades on a hero.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
But it's one of those that always feels like it has the potential to be amazing. And then when you see it in pubs, it's not great. But when you see it in pro games, it's like, oh my god, why does not everybody do this? And he is close to getting it with that, you know, what, 1,400 gold away? This hero doesn't have the gold per minute talent, but any other big talents that we should be talking about right now? Lone Druid, he's gotten a level 20, so the Spirit Bear armor is the one that he goes for. Makes sense against the Lifestealer and such.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty hard choice.
Ooh, wait a minute, Bambo though, do they spot him? They jump forward. They're instead deciding to go into the Lone Druid. That's a good way to start this out. And now Spartan takes a lot of damage as well. Bambo's able to get that initiation. They find him there as well. Maybe next time try to interrupt him, but they couldn't quite get it. So they're gonna take down Spartan. And now maybe next time also the one that they're turned upon. They already buy back on the Lone Druid. And I think that right now, mouz are in too deep to get away from this. Thug and Skylark.
They need to get out right now.
They get lifted up on one. They are going to be able to get out with Skylark, but it looks like Thug is going to be the one left behind.
33. They need to save 33.
He's running away, trying to get out of there. This would be a dieback for him indeed. And the fear, Madara, though, he's on top of him, and they found that kill. Now they turn it back around, and they've got control of Kaiser. Trying to Remnant away. They have the Diffusal Blade on him, so he's slowed up to all hell, and his Remnant has worn off. Nowhere left to go. Fuel's Scepter, but to no avail. He's going to be killed off. So it looked bad for a moment when they fought back with the Lone Druid, but at the end of the day, mouz cleaning up.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That was once again. I'm gonna have to give the credit to Madara. It was such a chaotic fight, and during all of that, he just. Oh wait, hold that thought.
Echo, big combo. It comes out, and now again the seesaw. Oh, he got Seismic. Skylark's maybe still gonna go down here though. I think it's not going to matter, yeah. They'll probably be able to kill him both twice. Ice Blast is there as well. Madara turns around and kills off K4. He turns around and maybe going to kill up Falon as well. He's taunting in their faces, but about to die as well, it looks like. It's not enough. Too bad. I would have been pretty sick.
Alright. Obviously, the game couldn't have possibly ended there, because they had to, you know, give up a couple of kills in traditional fashion.
Yeah.
This game, I mean, they can still do it. It's not gonna be easy, but they can still do it.
I mean, they've shown that they're capable of winning team fights at this point, and they are getting into these later stage items. Yes. I mean, I've got to be worried because all of the kiting potential that you still have is hard to deal with. Like, you've got Force Staff here for the Ancient Apparition. Lifestealer is becoming this like ridiculous indomitable force. The AC done. You're talking about that being his big issue. Heaven's Halberd done for the clockwork as well. I don't know. It does feel like they have a lot of avenues to just deal with everything that Hellraisers are throwing at them.
I mean, the thing is, the way I see these engagements going is that with the lead that Mousesports have, it's actually not even enough to actually beat Hellraisers in a 5-on-5 fight. Okay. The problem that Hellraisers are having right now is that they just keep getting out initiated. It's always 33 who gets jumped on first, and then the worst part is he buys back and then he dies again. Yeah. If they can keep 33 alive so that he can start hitting people from the backlines, that's when they start winning these team fights. So, I mean, Hellraisers just have to be careful about of that. Just make sure that your Syllabear is gonna be alive.
And you know the scary thing too is that if he does end up like getting, if Hellraisers win a fight with no buybacks on the Dire right now, or at some point in the future, he could potentially like switch up the items and move them over to his bear when they're sieging, and then he's able to deal as much tower damage as you normally see out of a lone druid bear. Like Mask of Madness, Deso on the bear, why not?
Yeah, it is an option.
Like
he does have the Lincolns now too, so this is a very nice pickup for him. He's gonna be a little bit safer, just a little bit.
That smoke is not going to be scouted. They need to do this before this creep wave pushes in too far. And it looks like maybe next time they might realize that he is here. Can they blow him up in time? The jump forward, Bambo's found him. They're going to be able to catch, but no, not quite. He gets the Force Staff away and now needing to get out of there. Ancient Apparition, he does have the jump away. The Glimmer Cape, it's not enough to save his life at 3-3. He's going to end up going down yet again. Reapers sight this out as well. 3 are dead. They buy back on the Earthshaker. But I don't know if this is going to be enough. Maybe next time. They took a lot of damage there from that Chain Frost. Kaiser still following this up.
Panda doing a lot too.
Yeah, making it happen. That newly purchased Aghanim Scepter. He has the lift up onto Thug, blinks away, Bambo able to get out. They're still chasing. If they chase too far, though, Kaiser is still here. And they might be able to take down Skylark. Milan, that's really unfortunate. No, he's going to be able to get away. He does have Blink Dagger back up again in a second. And I think that they might have saved Private Bambo. Yeah, he's getting out of there. What's the final tally for you as far as who wins that fight?
I would have to say that Mouse Sports should be pulling ahead with that one. Yeah. They managed to kill off the Lone Druid again, so I think as long as they keep killing off the Lone Druid, and he's going to progress very slowly in items, and Madara is just going to reach this point where, I mean, he honestly is already at that point, where him and Thug just need to hit him a couple times and throw the Reaper Sight and kill him, so.
Radiant are scanning.
7,000 net worth lead right now, and shooting towards that 6,000 experience lead as well. The one downside that you can see is that Lifestealer is now going to be out of Diffusal Blade charges, and that might be something a little bit concerning. It's been one of the main avenues that they've had to try and keep the Lone Druid under control. Not to mention, you know, the Lincoln Sphere as well. That's, you know, you can't really lasso him anymore.
Yeah, it actually does kind of hurt a bit. Oh, bottom lane.
Can they get him? No, he's out. That would have been big.
Well, all the cooldowns are back for Hellraiser, so if they want to take another fight, they could, but it is going to be against an Aegis Dara. Yeah. Might actually have to resort to hiding once again, wait for the Aegis before they decide to fight. It's going to be a cheese as well, so not going to be easy.
Yeah, and Mouse are ready to move in. There are no wards up on the high ground, and Radiant Vision, they do have this ward, which is placed pretty uniquely, but they don't see Spartan. He's smoked up behind the lines with Skylark there as well. Bambo. Now they don't see these heroes. They see the clockwork, but that's about it. Now they jump forward. They find Thug. That's the initiation that they wanted. Can they do it? The BKB is already out, though, and now Skylark looking for a jump forward. He's able to catch here onto the back lines. Madara hitting away as well. Onto the low droid, but he's going to end up getting away. 33 is out of there. Now Madara is being kited. He's trying to take down that bear, but it's really the Lone Druid that's taking him down. And now running away. He got the open wounds onto J4, but I don't know if that's good enough. They are still just tickling, though. This Madara Lifestealer, he is so freaking tanky, and, well, maybe going to be able to arm with Tug away. No. Aegis is down. They've already lost the Ancient Apparition and the Lich. Can they find any more? Reaper's Sight is available as well. Skylark jumps in. Doesn't have any mana left, though. And he's just going to get brought down. Now they need to get out. Kaiser, Remnant forward, finds Madara. Chains is there. Can't turn around. Rage is available if he wants to use it. Do they get any hook shot? Oh, it's missed. He split the uprights. He didn't hit anything. Now the Echo, the turnaround, they got one. That's going to be a kill there. Madara's going down. The Echo Slam was not nearly enough to get away from, as maybe next time is also going to be in trouble. They're going to be able to catch him and kill him off most likely as well. Hellraisers, another great team fight.
This is exactly what they need. They just can't hesitate. You see, like, they know what's happening. So instead of just waiting to see for the waiting to see the perfect moment, Bambo just jumps in. He just assumes this is probably where everyone is. This is the best place to jump in. I'm just gonna go, and it just puts Mousesports in such a bad position when the brew split is right in the middle of your entire team.
Yeah.
And at that point, Madara has to make a decision, right? He's like, am I gonna hit buildings? Am I gonna turn around and start team fighting? And top lane, Kaiser, I think he's fine.
Yeah, he gets the remnant away. It's only a level 2 ultimate with no Aghanim's. Well, 47 minutes in, the game, it's still into Mouse's favor, but it's starting to trend towards Hellraiser's way as they keep on winning these team fights.
Haste.
I mean, I think for the rest of this game, we're always going to be in this position where initiation is everything. I think both sides just have exactly what it takes to win an engagement. It just really depends on who starts the fight the way they want to.
Yeah. All right.
Dire's top tower
and anything else that's coming out soon that might be a big difference maker here? We've already talked about like level 25s. They're on Thug. You also have it on Ember. He went for the cooldown reduction. Lifestealer, I think he probably went for the armor. Yeah, he took the armor. You could make the argument that the rage duration's pretty good this game too, but I mean it's making it work. Like he took very little damage from that lone druid.
Yeah, he definitely needs the armor here. I think 1 second of rage is not going to help as much.
Yeah,
he might need to replace his armlet somewhere down the line for more like dispel or magic immunity. Like he might have to pick up a BKB or maybe even a Manta because of how much disable is coming out of this Ember Spirit. Oh, Skylark, he's looking for someone, but he gets stopped by J4.
That was really good recognition, and just these vision now.
Spartan.
Spartan is gonna force half to the low ground. Glimmer Cape keeping him alive as well. Milan thought about chasing for that, but they call off the charge. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane again is pushing in, and you know they've already lost the melee barracks down here. They constantly have to play babysitting duties on each of these lanes.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's nice that they have going for them is that Ember Spirit is a very good hero when it comes to pushing out these lanes, especially because they have a low druid bear.
Yeah.
If they wanted to push out the lanes, you can actually just hide your bear so that Ember Spirit could TP onto it and then push out the lane, and then you can just bring everyone back.
That's a good point.
Illusion.
Well, we're 50 minutes into this game, and it's not feeling like there's a clear favorite to win it, nor is it feeling like there's a clear path to winning the game, really. How do you see this unfolding for both of these teams now? Like, it is a Batrider and a Clockwork, so they should pretty consistently have not only better initiation, but better vision. Is it just because, like, they didn't have that gem for a little while? Do you expect Mouse to try and, now with this gem on Batrider, go around in a dewarding mission?
Well, that last engagement wasn't even a thing about wards. It's the fact that they were trying to brute force their way up to high ground, right? So it's gonna kind of
They see Milan. They see Milan. Echo Slam misses.
They missed the Echo.
Yeah, great initiation there. Now they found him. It's gonna end up being the counter play. Skylark with so much vision, and the Ice Blast out as well. Bambo, he does manage to get his ulti off Milan. Sidestepping the Ancient Vision Blast, and the Reaper Sight comes out. He's still gonna end up dying. Kaiser has the Ice Blast on him, but not enough damage to bring him down. Clockwork's gonna live through this, I believe. Although maybe not as they come back in a second time. Can they get away? Madara, he gets the bash onto the bear, but didn't have the rage. The bear will still end up going down. The final tally looks like it's going to be Earthshaker, as well as probably Bambo. I don't think that he can get away from this one, as they are hexing, they are cogsing, and guess what? That Axe Reaper, it's pretty good.
I think that might be it. Two people with no buyback. And I mean, that's what it really comes down to, like the initiation. Earthshaker, that actually would have been a very good initiation. Earthshaker was able to find it there, but Madara with the quick fingers just reacted instantly. Rages off the Echo, and from then on, Hellraisers were just in the worst spot ever to fight.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, you know, again, it goes to show how important that vision is. Just having the invis for Skylark and then being able to have the gem on him ready to go. They have better vision, they take better fights. And now staring down the barrel of no answer. A good jump away from Kaiser. Maybe again they've gone too far. Maybe next time gets the pushback with the cogs. 3-3 still hitting. They've got some big damage dealers here. Shiva's out as well. Maybe next time. Brought below half HP. Fear not used. Madara turns to fight. Wants to take down the Ember. He gets the Yule Scepter and then the jump away. So still alive for the moment. And they will have another bear in 50 seconds. I believe that it ended up getting taken down. So Thug jumps forward. He's starting to fall down. Is he going to end up dying? He's actually a liver through this. Kaiser's not dying to that. In fact, it's Thug that's going to fall. Killing spree for 3-3. Everybody's going to be slowed down by this Chain Frost bouncing back and forth. And maybe Kaiser can do enough. Good jump inside the Skylark Bat Rider. But they'll find themselves not another kill. Maybe next time. Oh my God. Again, getting away on just nothing. Does he get away from there? TP out. They don't find him. Oh, maybe next time.
Rock it on.
Again with the great escape. But they did lose a lot from that. Tier 3 tower and, well, all of the creeps were pushing in. J4 almost dying to creeps here as well.
I'm still super impressed that Hellraisers are not out of this game yet. Yeah. That was a 3-man defense, and Mouseforce just couldn't close out the game. And the worst part is Thug actually dies during that push. That was an insane hold.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I feel like with these items coming back in again, it's starting to get a little bit tougher now to deal with this lone druid. He's becoming more and more of an issue. And when he gets into that Savage Roar cooldown, it's going to be harder to kill him and just disrupting team fights.
Yes.
So 54 minutes in, it is a regen rune for maybe next time, and an invis again for Skylark. So on top of his Shadow Blade. We'll see how they end up playing the next few minutes of this out. Any other 25s that have come up? Doesn't look like it.
Brewmaster is kind of good, maybe. I don't actually know how good it is. Is 2,000 health to primal split units even any good? They don't ever actually focus him down, so.
That's probably at the attack speed one. Does that affect the drunken brawler Fire Panda?
I actually don't know if the attack speed affects the
Brewlings.
Any of the pandas. I think it's only your hero.
Okay. I mean, he does hit pretty hard at this point. 180 plus the crits. And he's going back for a Lincoln Sphere next. Ancient Apparition, 2,000 gold away from an Aghanim Scepter. Seems unlikely the game is going to get that far, but there's a chance.
Well, if he does go for the attack speed, I mean, he's going to have to change up his build entirely. This for 55 minutes, he does nothing. This is like tickling damage.
Okay.
You need like Daedalus and BKB, Abyssal.
The dream. Alright, well, it's going to be Mouse. Again, a little afraid to go forward. They only have one buyback right now, and it's on the Lifestealer. Kaiser, does he get found out? They have the Lincoln Sphere and a way to break it as well. He's going to Remnant forward. Kaiser, very bold. Does he get caught? Do they find him? Do they want to go on this? They break the Lincoln Sphere. Maybe an opening? Again, they have Bat Rider there. They go forward. They're able to catch him. Ice Blast out as well. He's under fire and going to end up falling. Reaper's Sight is there. He does have buyback, uses it immediately. Now Kaiser in front of them. He's caught one onto that clockwork. Can they find any more? Madara jumps inside of a friendly creep. Oh, great play. That's going to keep him alive for the moment. And now the Bruling's chasing. They've got themselves Spartan. Clockwork's lifted up as well. Maybe next time gets the pushback on the cog. Again, they only have buyback right now on the Lifestealer as well as that Necropost. If these heroes start to go down, maybe an opening for Hellraisers. Kaiser's still chasing. Able to find maybe next time they get that kill. There are creeps inside the base at the lower tower. And Madara jumps out. He's gonna get caught now for the moment. Can they kill him off? They body block. They find it. Root. Is there a root? There's no root. They find it. They got the root right at the last second. Madara goes down. He does have buyback again, but the tier 4 towers are under siege. They need to deal with this.
I think you just all in. Well, maybe you don't need an all in.
They have Roche as well. Yeah.
They want to make him buyback at least.
Well, Bambo did go for the attack speed talent from the quickness of these attacks that we're hearing. And he has ultimate again in a second, but Skylark also has Flaming Lasso. Jump forward, they've caught themselves the brew. He's gonna end up getting going on. Doesn't have enough damage yet though to bring him down. He's X. Can they kill it off? It is going to be Bambo down.
I think if he doesn't have to die to that site, it's not as bad. It's still bad, but it's not as bad. They need that Aegis.
They're in there.
He got it,
Skylark, they're chasing Milan and they see him, so he is gonna fall here. Buyback status. Kaiser, he goes in for this? Alright, he has buyback too. So everybody dead right now has buyback on Hellraisers. They've been able to even up this game. At least to a large extent.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They definitely need to buy back for this, I think. The creep wave is right outside their base, but at the same time, like, Mousesports just has to be so careful because you can always just get caught out of position by this Ember Spirit, and then the double buyback comes out, and you could just lose the team fight here.
Yeah.
Because Madara does not have a buyback, so things could get very, very bad for them.
I mean, in these late game scenarios, it feels as if it's just, all right, who wins the team fight? Now they're ahead for this next period of moments. And the last team fight that was won and the buyback that was forced was by the Lifestealer. And the rest of these heroes don't have buyback. You know, Thug is the only one that does, and they're still pushing. It's a very questionable one. If they can kill Kaiser here, this would be big. They're starting to bring him low. The Abyssal Blade is out as well. He's dead. But again, he has buyback. Spartan's dead. He has buyback as well. Can they force any of these?
They actually don't have to buy back on anyone. Alright, J4 actually doesn't even care. He's just gonna chain Frost to push out with. He should save up for a Scepter then.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think he should underestimate his ultimate. His ultimate definitely contributes quite a bit in team fights, so you want to be able to have that for the engagements.
Bambo got the gem, so now they have one of the 3 gems that is in this game right now. Who bought this one? Let's see, that one was bought by J4. Clockwork was bought by Skylark, and Skylark was bought by Spartan. Okay.
This is what they need. Burst damage. Dagon 5 on Necrophos. This is the way to go.
Yep. We saw the power of this the other day against Mid One, actually. I don't remember if it was Thug that got it or if it was another Necro player. But
yeah, I think it was Thug. It was Thug.
It's
they
really
won
good.
The game because of it.
Well, net worth matters so much less at this point, but relative net worth does kind of matter a decent amount, and we can see that you have a very farmed Batrider and Clockwork, which are able to get a lot done in these fights. And that might be one of the difference makers, as Lifestealer rebuys his Diffusal Blade now.
Dire are scanning.
But bottom lane? Hold on. Gonna get hit by that Ice Blast. Not an Aghanims one yet. Still 1,000 gold away from that.
Skylark was hoping that someone would be out of position down here, but not going to find anything. It's a tense game. Both sides at risk of losing with one mistake, so no one really wants to commit.
And the team who ends up losing this game, they're out of the tournament entirely.
Well, it's a best of 3.
I know. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, that's why I should have said that the team who ends up losing this best of 3 is out of the tournament. But don't want to go down in game number 1 if you can avoid it. And again, the winner of this is going to move on to face the winner of our next series, which is going to take place a little bit later on today. Penta versus Penguin. Penguin having just taken down mouz a couple of minutes ago, right before this game ended up getting started. 32-39. And nobody wanting to take a concerted effort towards the other side. Lone Druid will have buyback in 2 minutes, as J4 just keeps on ulti and creep waves.
I mean, he's getting a lot of gold now.
Yeah.
He's a little over halfway for Scepter if he wants it.
Do you think Scepter is the way to go?
I think it is. The way he's been playing it, you might as well, right?
Yeah.
Because you definitely want that infinite bounce.
Ooh. Up top a DD rune. That is pretty nice. Lone Druid gonna pick that up now. And do they try and make some type of a move? Kaiser can head back and defend for the bottom lane.
They're smoked.
Yeah, it looks like they want to fight with this. Do they find anybody though? Maybe they just take down the tier 3 tower mid so they can get the shrine afterwards. Oh, Aegis just expired.
Aegis runs out. This is risky, but he does have double damage.
Yeah.
I wonder if 33 actually needs BKB instead of this Mask of Madness. I feel like he should actually just pick up Mask of or BKB and replace this. It would make it so much harder to kill him.
Put Mask of Madness on his bear. Alright. Apparently, maybe next time needs to take another trip to the bathroom. Do you remember his little chat with Mid One yesterday?
Mid One's theory crafting on why the pause is still going.
Yeah. Well, game number 1. It's only begun.
I don't know if they're going to commit to this. I think they should just back because Lone Druid doesn't have an Aegis anymore. I don't think he has buyback yet either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close enough. It's like a minute away.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Ancient Apparition. Maybe next time. Lotus. We've seen that be pretty effective. He's going back for an Aghanim Scepter himself. Looks like it's going to be Daedalus eventually for this Lifestealer.
Yeah, I definitely like that pickup for replacing the armlet. I'm kind of surprised that Bat Rider doesn't have a BKB. I feel like BKB would be pretty important for a Bat Rider here, so you don't get, you know, rooted or Earthshaker stunned. And I think the worst one is probably the fear on the Silver Bear. Getting feared on anyone is like the most annoying thing when you're trying to kill a Lone Druid.
Yeah. All right, time to go. He's back from his duties. Like the things he had to do, not. Yeah, you guys know. 63 minutes in, and Bat Rider, he's been able to get for the. He has gone for the 8-second Firefly duration. 26-second duration, 35-second cooldown. Not bad.
Hey, if you get Octarine, you can actually like have it running forever almost.
Yeah. Then they always know where you are. Yeah, and they're gonna back out like you were talking about.
I think at this rate, the game might be decided at a Roshan fight, and Mousesports definitely has the advantage when it comes to that because there's no shrine to work with for Radiant.
So I have never seen this before, but plus 35 frost armor, structure armor. That seems like the play here, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
How
Definitely.
absurd is that? How much is at like 35 plus armor? They're already at 15. So they're going up to, well, actually it's plus as well. So it's not just that you get 35. It's actually going to be what? 44? 44 armor?
Yeah, that's correct.
That seems pretty insane.
You are correct about that. It is pretty insane. It makes it very difficult to finish off these buildings. Milan, he's trying to find Skylark.
Ooh. They spot a little fiery trail. They jump in. They don't get him. Skylark running away. Milan trying to chase them. They end up lassoing. Is this the turnaround? No, he's ended up going down. Milan is still going to fall. The gem on the ground as well. Thug getting chased down by 3-3. He's taking so much damage, but they don't have any way to break that. So it looks like with this, they're going to buy back on Earthshaker maybe next time. Dives in deep, trying to get the pushback right now, and he's going to be able to Shadow Blade away. 3-3 still staying alive. Bambo chasing down after Spartan. They have vision of him. He's going to fall as well. So Ancient Apparition and Lich gems on the ground all over the place here, and the chase is still going on. Maybe next time, in trouble, the Shiva's guard's gonna fight him. There's just been battle in the jungle.
They have to be so careful here, though. Rest of mouz is coming in.
All right, Thug shows up. Careful. He has Reapers again. They got him caught. That's gonna end up being a kill. 3-3 is down. Can they find any more? They buy back on everybody now, and, well, trying to turn it. Can they kill off Bambo? He is still barely alive. Is still probably gonna fall down. Actually ends up getting a blink off. All right, doesn't matter. He's still gonna fall. Now the Echo Slam, the turn, the catch onto 2. Milan trying to escape. They have buyback on Bambo as well if they want to take it. Another hook shot. And maybe next time is back in the fray. They want to run down Kaiser here. He turns. He wants to fight. Can he kill him off? Doug, he's going to have another initiation. He's got Reaper's Scythe again. He can turn onto Kaiser right now if he wants to. And there it is because they have enough damage. They got him. No! They end up taking down the Necro. And Skylark as well. Can he fall? So buyback status. Earthshaker doesn't have buyback. So he's going to end up being out of this fight. Madara jumps inside of a catapult. He should live through this for a while. But the final tally is that Necro is there, and yeah, tier 4s, they need to get back and defend this. The fight's going on for too long.
I think mouz sports are happy with that. That's definitely a mouz sports victory. They still have buyback on their 2 ports.
Oh my god, they hold bought back.
Yeah, and that's everyone.
Oh man.
Oh, it's not over yet. Madari jumps out.
He's there on top of him. They weren't expecting this. Bambo in trouble. He tries to get the split off. He's going to get it. But Spartan is in trouble now. J4 also in trouble. He gets the lift up. He's still barely alive. Has Glimmer Cape available? Can he get out of there? It looks like he's going to be able to. Now he Glimmer Capes Lone Druid instead. They have Dust. The fear to get him away. That cooldown reduction. So key for this one. But they've got him. Lone Druid dead. 160 seconds. No buyback. No buyback on anybody. They're all dying. Kaiser, the last one left alive with Bambo. And Bambo doesn't have split when he gets back here, I don't believe. Yeah, 70 seconds, no split. Kaiser trying to get away. But with 140 seconds, they get the bash. They got the kill, most likely. He's trying to run to no avail.
Skylark has no mana.
I think that this is still going to be Hellraisers losing this game. Yeah, Thug's got him. There's going to be the Reapers onto 1. Bambo's dead. Dagon as well. Milan trying to save a life. That little skull is chasing him. Run away. But GG is called.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Finally, mouz take the game. 67 minutes. My word.
Dire victory.
That was a tough game for them to win.
That was.
I don't think Bambo should commit so hard to killing off just an AA. Like, AA just ran away from him, kited him throughout the entire split duration. I think he really should focus on disabling the cores, disabling, you know, their Bat Rider and their Clockwork, and not worry about an AA. I think you really need to commit that split to shutting down those heroes instead.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough game. I think that you're right when you were saying earlier that probably Hellraisers had opportunities earlier to fight, and mouz maybe took advantage of the fact that Hellraisers didn't take advantage of it. They just kept farming up and getting into those items. How do you feel about going into game number 2? Things that you'd like to see different?
I think they need to think a little more about their lanes. They need to make sure that they don't have like the worst matchups possible. I think it's okay if you need to sacrifice one lane, but you really shouldn't be you really shouldn't, you know, lane set up to the point where you lose 2 lanes or maybe even 3 lanes. I felt like they ended up losing all 3 lanes, but mid lane was somewhat salvageable just because they actually committed supports to helping it out. But
yeah,
those side lanes suffered greatly.
Yeah, and well, that's something to look to in game number 2. How they're capable of, you know, making that work. Normally, you think of Lich as this hero that's going to win you a lane, but you don't. You end up sacrificing it. It ends up happening that way. Anyways, we're going to be back in just a little bit with game number 2. We'll see if this roller coaster ride continues, or if we're going to have maybe a little bit more steady of one as we see Hellraisers versus mouz sports. Hellraisers on the verge of elimination from the Star Ladder I-League Invitationals number 3. We'll be back in a few with game number 2.
World Electronics